All right. I'm going to do a little intro, and then we can get to recording here.
All right.
Okay.
Does everybody look okay? I look like an old man?
No.
Yeah. Crap. Oh, well.
Definitely not.
Have to bleep that.
We do not bleep things.
Okay.
What comes out, comes out.
Whatever.
Okay. All my mermaids. Hey guys, it's Abby, your everyday mermaid, and we're on location today. Lauren is still in Nashville, and I am in Louisiana visiting my family, so we are podcasting right here in the home that I grew up in. And I've decided that it would be the most magical, wonderful thing to have my father as my co-host today. So everybody welcome my dad, Mac Blake here.
Hello.
Yay.
Yes, I'm Abby's dad. She really grew up some in this home, but we lived somewhere else for a while, kind of in the ghetto, until we were able to build this house. So
yeah. And it actually looks completely different than what it used to look like when I was growing up.
Yes, it does.
I stepped in when we got here, and it looked nothing like I had ever seen it before. There's like new floors, the walls are different, the ceilings are different. We used to have those popcorn ceilings. Yeah. That's no longer here.
First update in 24 years.
Yeah. So I guess that's what happens when...
Out of style, just like me.
No, Dad. You never go out of style.
Thank you.
As I quote Taylor Swift.
Mm.
Have you heard that song?
No.
Okay.
I have heard of Taylor Swift.
Oh, good. Yeah, you bought us the tickets to go see her.
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
That's what I do a lot of.
Yeah. It was a great time.
Yeah.
You would have loved it, Dad.
I'm sure I would have. I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
That was good
really
enough.
Fun. Did you watch the vlog I made?
Probably. I don't remember.
I do not feel confident with that answer.
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Well, after we record this, we will make sure that you've seen the podcast or the vlog.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, on that note of you watching my vlogs and listening to the podcasts, I would say, a lot of folks, I actually asked my followers on Instagram to give some questions to ask you. And several folks are asking how you feel about me being, a mermaid in this mermaid world that I'm living in here.
Well, from everything I can tell, it's a good thing for you to be a mermaid in the mermaid world.
Sure.
Yeah. And as long as you're happy and making money, mostly making money,
right?
That's a good thing.
Okay, yeah. Well,
because I supported you long enough.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Because sometimes people's parents aren't quite as supportive when they say, hey, Dad, I'm going to go be a mermaid.
Yeah. But you kind of transitioned into it. Because for a while you were a lot of things.
Yeah.
Princesses, mermaids, those kinds of things.
For sure.
But when you dyed your hair, that was, the beginning of the total mermaid transition.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the red hair dye?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For those of you who have not gone that far into the archives, yes, my hair was bright red as this candle that's sitting before us. If you're watching the YouTube version.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you remember Grandma's reaction.
Yeah.
Grandma, it wasn't that great.
She didn't really like it.
No.
I believe she even wrote me a check to get a blonde wig because she was not.
Or get it.
To get it fixed.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I appreciated that because I appreciate honesty. And that was one thing Grandmother did very well was honest criticism.
True. Yeah. I remember some of that too.
Yes. Did she have any of those reactions to anything you did?
Well, at one point I did have my hair all the way down my back. And her reaction to that wasn't really that good either.
Nor was the entire town of Ruston, may I add.
it is a small town. Grew up here, and people knew me a certain way, and then you change, and no one likes change.
It's true. Mm-hmm. But then you cut it off and donated it, right?
I did.
Yeah. So
yeah. I grew it in for Shayla's brother, who was going through a time of cancer.
Yes.
And when he passed, I went ahead and cut it off and gave it away.
Yep. Love that.
Yeah.
So, okay. For those of you who do not know, my father designs and installs sound systems, so knows a lot about the sound stuff.
I know a little about sound stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
We also do lighting, video.
Yes, lighting and video, for sure. He's the one that suggested Lauren and I upgrade a little bit our microphones because apparently you didn't like them.
Well, they didn't match. It was an odd look also with the recorder itself sticking up on a stand. That looked odd.
Sure.
And of course, these mics aren't that much better either, even though I'm supplying those.
Yes.
But they look the same at least.
This is true. Baby steps.
Yeah. These just came from the shop.
Right. And that's the benefit of being in Ruston, where we can just borrow your things.
Exactly.
So on that note, I do a lot of video underwater, but there's not usually a sound underwater. But I'm interested to know how sound works, like in the ocean and in the water. Like, how's it work?
Well, for one thing, sound is sound. So sound in the air works exactly the same as sound underwater.
It does?
Yes. The water is more dense.
Yes.
Okay, so sound doesn't travel quite as well underwater.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there are two different, they use two different scales to even measure the decibel level. Just like you would have Fahrenheit and Celsius, those two different scales.
Right.
The same principle is applied underwater and in the air.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that why do the whales sound like they do when they're talking?
Because that's the way whales sound.
Good point. So, but, like whenever I'm like underwater and talking.
Have you heard whales underwater?
I mean, I've heard Dory talk like a whale underwater,
You've heard Dory talk like a whale? On the movie. Yes. I see. No. That is a cartoon, and it's totally different. Mm-hmm. Dory kind of sounds like a whale, but not really.
So, but when I let's say I'm in the pool, I used to play that game where you try and see, figure out what people were saying underwater. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's just because you're drinking a bunch of water while you're trying to speak. I don't know. But is it because it's slower that you can't really tell? Or
the water's very dense.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily, the sound is is struggling to go through the water.
I see.
The sound can travel through any medium, basically. Mm-hmm. It has to have something, though. Sound will not travel through space because there's nothing out there. So there has to be something, or it won't transmit.
That is crazy. It won't travel through space?
No.
Huh. Interesting. So if I had a Bluetooth speaker that's waterproof that I put in the water and decided to play my favorite Bruno Mars song, how would it sound?
It would sound like Bruno Mars underwater.
We should test it out because I'm very curious now.
You could test that out, and it would. It would be an interesting test.
Yeah. Would it sound like super muffled because it's
the different frequencies travel through the water differently, and yes, it's going to be at a lower level, but It wouldn't necessarily be considered at a lower level because it's measured differently.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I gotcha.
When you're trying to compare.
Yeah. It's, mm-hmm. I got it.
Yeah.
Huh. Well.
Probably someone's going to call in and tell me that I'm completely wrong. And I should really get my facts straight before I do any kind of podcast again.
And if you do, you should do it through the Anchor app. You should download the Anchor app and leave us a voice message because that is the coolest thing ever, everyone. Speaking of voice messages through the Anchor app, someone actually left me one and I was like so thrilled. So I kind of want to answer it. And then I have another question from my Instagram people for you, Dad. But while we're on the topic.
So I can take a sip?
Yes, you can take a sip from your Pooh Bear mug.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Jason, just Jason, it only says Jason, left me a voice message that I'm going to play here.
Hey guys, Full Metal So is here. I'm visiting Nashville in a few weeks and wanted to know what the best Mer-related activities or locales were in the city. Thanks.
So that was Jason asking what Mer-related activities he should be doing in Nashville. Dad, you probably have no idea what to do, but you might. Do you have any thoughts on that before I weigh
Mer activities in Nashville?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is that like while we're in the Christmas season? Is that like frankincense and myrrh?
No, but funny thing, I just saw somebody, one of my mermaid friends just posted on Instagram this thing. It was like 3 kings. And he was like, one of them was like, no, I said I would bring the frankincense and you get the mermaid. But the guy's holding like a mermaid instead of myrrh.
I see.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty great. I thought that was really funny.
He was holding the mermaid.
He was holding a mermaid.
I see.
And the other king was like, no, I told you to get the mermaid. Make the myrrh, you know?
I get it.
Anywho.
I'm there.
That was pretty funny. So, okay. So, Jason, for you visiting Nashville, there's actually like, we're obviously not on a beach. We're not a coastal city. However, there are a few things that I would suggest. The first one would be the aquarium restaurant in the Opry Mills Mall. This is where my friend Sabrina, Mermaid Sabrina, she swims. Now, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a mermaid breakfast until like March or something. Sorry. But it's really cool. And it's like, it's a giant like floor to ceiling aquarium. Like you can walk around, see all the little fishies. They even have like an eel and stuff. It's really cool. So the aquarium restaurant for sure.
But she won't be swimming until...
She won't, yeah, there won't be any mermaids there.
I see. This is really not a mer activity.
It is an ocean-related fish.
I see.
Half fish.
I see.
Yeah. Also, there is a Starbucks in the North Gulch in the Capitol View area of Nashville that is, I'm pretty sure it's on 11th. Like it's at Charlotte and 11th, the Starbucks there. They are not open on the weekends yet. But they are open on weekdays, and there's a giant mermaid mural in the Starbucks. It's like a giant wall with a giant mermaid. So that would be like perfect photo op for you. And then there's a restaurant called Fin and Pearl in the Gulch. And I think it's on 12.
And you can eat mermaid.
No. Oh my gosh.
Mermaid restaurant?
That would be the scariest thing I've ever seen. Having a mermaid. Oh my gosh, no. You cannot eat mermaids, Dad.
Okay,
that
sorry.
would be terrible.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my heart.
It's all fairly new, you know?
Yeah. But they have a lot of, it is a seafood restaurant, so choose wisely.
I see.
But there's literally mermaid decor everywhere. The first time I went in there, I had a minor heart attack because of all the mermaid stuff. And it's like fancy schmancy nice stuff. So it's kind of like, I would say like, you know, on Yelp, it's probably like the $3 signs restaurant, $3 or $4 signs, but definitely go there because it's got great food and mermaids are everywhere. You're just going to be so happy. It's going to be great. Let me see. Did I write anything else? Oh, Dad, did you know we went to the Opryland Hotel one time? You remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
They added an indoor water park to the hotel. Wow. Mm-hmm. It's like they got their own lazy river. They've got like these giant slides, and their outdoor park will be done in like May or something. But right now you can go, and I'm pretty sure you have to like stay there to get like the day pass or whatever. So like,
I remember going there, and we went through an ice place.
Yeah,
had to wear a big parka, and you walk through the ice place.
Right. I think
ice sculptures and all kinds of things.
It's called Ice with an exclamation point. That's what it's called.
I see why.
Yeah. Ice is there too right now. I think it's Grinch themed this year.
Oh yeah. It should be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you should definitely go to the Opryland Hotel and check out the indoor water park because it looks awesome.
All right.
I really need the Opryland Hotel to call a Mermaid because I really want to go check it out. But to go, you have to like actually stay at the hotel. And I'm like, excuse me, I live in Nashville, but I'm a mermaid.
Right.
So you need me, Opryland Hotel.
You actually worked there at one time, and you were not a mermaid.
I was not a mermaid. I was more of an ogre princess, but
that's right. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hippo every now and then. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But there's still time to be a mermaid at the Opryland Hotel. So anyway, Jason.
So this is a shout out to the Opryland Hotel.
This is a shout out. This is your
Abbey Batwell, mermaid extraordinaire, wants to come.
I do. And I will vlog about it. I will promote the heck out of it for you.
Well, there you go.
Having a mermaid at the Opryland Hotel. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't think of a better day.
I can't either. Well, maybe I can.
Dad.
Sorry.
So I have a few questions from the audience, but where did it go? Oh, okay. So Laura asks, do you love the sea?
Do I love the sea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, we go on vacation every year to the sea.
Yes.
In Florida, and it's amazing. We do a lot of things right there on the beach, near the sea. We look out there and see things out there, and
see things.
The sea, yes, we see the sea. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and Mom is from Florida, so we got to go back and visit the homeland every now and then for sure. And I guess I don't know how it came about. Other than, I don't know. I just think the ocean is a part of us,
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So we got to go back and visit it. And one day we'll have a home there that we can go to.
Yeah, as soon as we get the other child out of PT school.
Yes.
And she goes ahead and buys the home.
Right.
Right.
Ugh, genius idea.
Yeah.
Great. Love that.
She'll be still young. And
right. Absolutely.
Right.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So every episode we have what we call a hashtag Jody moment. Do you know what that is?
I have watched the podcast many times, but I don't exactly recall what hashtag Jody moment is.
So the hashtag Jody moment is for Jody Benson, who is the voice of the Little Mermaid.
I knew that.
So I follow Jody on Instagram and kind of try and keep up with her, like what she's doing nowadays. But growing up, I had no idea that she, because of the podcast, I've been doing more research on her and just finding out all of these cool things. But I don't know, before I go on with a Jody moment of my own, do you know anything about Jody Benson?
Nothing.
And that is totally fine because you can listen to the podcast and learn all about Jody Benson.
I'm sure I could.
Yes. And one day Jody's going to be on the podcast and we'll be able to.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that'll be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch that one.
Jody. anytime.
So that's a shout out to Jody.
Yes.
You think she's actually watching this?
Listen.
Okay.
Of course she is, Dad.
Oh.
I need you to believe
I
that
do
Jody
believe.
Benson is listening to the podcast.
Okay.
Side note, do you eat Panda Express?
Yes, occasionally. I love Panda Express, actually.
Apparently, so does Jody Benson.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe I'll see her in one someday.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I think she lives somewhere in Texas, but she posted on her Instagram about it. She was pumped up that they got a Panda Express in her hometown.
I've been to a Panda Express in Texas before.
Well, could it be? No, it's probably not because it's a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Disney's Candlelight Processional. She's doing it. Oh, it's actually coming out today, the day that this podcast is airing, December 26th and 27th at Epcot. Should we go?
No. I think we'll both be working that day.
This is true. Well, anyway, I'm super excited about it. Go Jody Benson for doing the Candlelight Procession at Epcot.
Sure.
She's great. Her voice is amazing.
Her voice is very good.
Yes, she's great. Well, okay, let's see. So we've talked about your thoughts on the mermaid, on me being a mermaid. But have you learned anything about the mermaid world that you didn't necessarily know before I dove in to this?
Well, I didn't know that the mermaid world was quite so popular.
Yeah.
And that there are things going on all over the United States pretty much all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, you guys keep in touch. And,
yeah.
And that's really good.
For sure.
And you guys have your own mermaid support group.
We do.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mermaids Anonymous, I guess is what we should call it.
Maybe so, if you think it's a sickness.
I mean, it takes a very special human to want to be a mermaid, I would say. Don't you think?
Sure. You are very special.
Thanks, Dad.
But not necessarily sick.
Right. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, it's cool because there are mermaids. I literally know mermaids, not just in America, but worldwide. There's a mermaid in France that I keep up with daily, Australia, Canada, Singapore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they all speak your language?
Most of them do speak English. Some not super great.
I see.
But yeah, most of them do speak English, which I feel bad that I don't speak. The French I can keep up with, but everybody else I'm like, eh. Well, okay. Let me make sure nobody is asking any other questions for you before we go. Don't see any just yet. People are really excited that you're on the podcast.
They are?
Yeah. Lots of clappy hands.
You can tell I'm excited.
Dad, I know you are thrilled. You are thrilled to be here.
That's right.
So okay, do you love the sea? Yes, we've answered that question. How do you feel about your daughter's obsession over mermaids?
It's okay.
At least
we're all obsessed over something.
For sure. I mean, what would you say you're obsessed with?
I enjoy fishing a lot.
Fishing.
And I enjoy Westerns. Not necessarily obsessed over them, but I enjoy watching a good Western.
I would say it's close to the obsession level for you, Dad. Right. Every time I come in and you are watching television, granted, as long, if the Saints aren't playing or something, but there's always a Western on the television.
Well, what can I say?
What is it about Westerns that you love so much?
I think it's the good against the bad. Most of them tell great stories.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of that's fiction, not necessarily true.
Right.
But it's just good, wholesome kind of stories.
And it doesn't bother you so much because, a lot of the Westerns that I see you watch, they were made a long time ago.
True, in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is that something that makes it better to you? Or, it
better,
doesn't bother you?
It doesn't bother me at all. When they were shooting the black and whites, a lot of them are much simpler. They tell a very simple story, but they really had to work at their craft because there were no giant explosions and flashes and all of those things to watch.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Kind of like today with music, where everyone has what they call stints now, tracks.
Yes.
Yes, everywhere you see. I mean, I run sound a lot.
Yeah.
And they bring their stints to me where they want their tracks played along while they're singing and playing. I have to have a lot of help. Even this morning, I mixed at church. They had tracks.
Interesting.
Yeah, a whole band plus tracks.
I can see how, you can respect the simpler times a little bit more.
Yeah, and I dogged them about it.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
As you should.
Well, I'm old.
You're not that old, Dad.
Well, but they won't say anything back to me.
This is true. I guess that is a benefit of being an elder, if you will.
An elder? No, I'm not an elder.
Oh. What does that mean?
That's like somebody high up in the church,
Oh.
I am a deacon, but not an elder.
Well, I just meant an older person.
Oh, okay. And I see. Elderly.
Elderly, yes.
Yes.
Yes. We digress.
Right. A lot.
Well, thank you for joining me on the podcast today.
Well, it's been great.
How do you feel about all this experience?
Well, I thought I'd be a little more nervous. I thought it would be a lot of just not knowing what to say and all of that. But I really, it's been okay.
You did really great. This is just like a conversation.
It was, which we have a lot of them.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
For sure. So if you are not following us on the Anchor app, be sure to download the Anchor app and subscribe to the podcast. And you can also leave us a voice message. You can give me feedback on what you thought. If Dad made any incorrect statements about underwater sound waves, let me know.
It's very possible.
But be sure to give us a 5 out of 5 star rating if you like the podcast. If you don't worry about it. Don't leave us any feedback there. It's fine. And if you want to watch the YouTube version, we do always have a YouTube version on my channel at Mermaid Vlogs on YouTube. I'm also at Mermaid Vlogs on Instagram and Facebook. You can give me a shout out over there as well. But thanks for listening. And hey, we will see you on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.